Have you ever found yourself learning something, whether it's an online video, a book, an online article, and then actually teaching people about it, telling people about it, and you learn that you've actually learned quite a lot? Or perhaps you've talked about it and someone's come back to you and asked you a question and it's made you think. It's made you think and go away and find the answer. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about teaching is to learn, and some techniques you can apply to actually teach more, whether it's yourself or others. Welcome to my channel with me, Johnny. I'm a man who believes in helping people find fulfillment and purpose in life. So I found from my own personal experience, when I've read a book and I've really enjoyed the book, I try and apply action, daily continuous habits, and that's what's vital, as I've talked about in my previous knowledge and application video. You need to apply the knowledge into a day-to-day environment for it to really make an effect in your life. Now, I've also found telling people about it, I realise how much I've learned, and that's great. But when they come back to me sometimes, as I say, it urges you to go and find out the answer and think more on it. And the same case has been at my work or in school, where I've had to do a presentation or put some slides together. When I put those slides together, I'm teaching myself and others some information, and by collating the answers, really thinking about it, I'm learning at the same time. The thing is, we've all done it, we've all been there. We might not even notice it when we've learned something on the news and we're telling people about it, we're educating people about it, we're learning by teaching. And obviously you've got teachers out there, but when they're teaching things to students, they're learning themselves. So we have all been there, but there's certain practices you can put in place to educate yourself more, whether it's just yourself or others, that can really help you increase your learning. Let's go through those ways now. So the first way to become a teacher and learn more on what you've picked up is to create a PowerPoint. Now, this PowerPoint does not have to be to anyone else, it can just be for you, but you may feel it's of good value to share what you've learned in the form of a PowerPoint to your friends or family. So what I suggest you do is, if you've read a book or an online article and you think, I really want to learn more about this, I want to retain this knowledge, then you summarise it into a PowerPoint, and then you present that to yourself or to others on a continual habit. And when you get to a point, you might think, oh, actually, I'm not sure about that, and you'll go out and find more, and that's going to really help you learn. So a PowerPoint can be really effective. Again, you don't have to show it to anyone, you can just present it to yourself. It may sound a bit sad, but I found it's a really effective method for learning more. Now, my second point is going through books, articles, anything, and making notes. Now, we may do this through school, we may do this when we get into work, or you might just do it at your own leisure, or you may not. Now, that's one thing to do. But one thing I find really effective is when you've read a book or an article, is to write the top 10 key points to summarise that book, that article, that chapter, anything. And when you do that, you're teaching yourself what the key points from the book are, and you're learning more and more. And actually what I do is, from my favourite books, my favourite personal development books I've read, which have been of big impact to me, is I've summarised the top 10 points, and each morning, as part of my miracle morning routine, I'll have a quick read of the top 10 points from each of my books, just so I keep learning those points over and over again, so I'm continually teaching myself. Now, my next point is what I'm doing right now, making videos. And again, like the PowerPoints, you don't have to share these with anyone else. You can if you think it's of value. So I share these videos because I like to share information I learn with other people. But when you make a video, again, you're honing in on those points, those learning points, and asking yourself questions to give value to other people, to give valuable information to other people, or just yourself if you're just going to watch it. The fourth point, and obviously a key preference of mine, is writing books. As an author, obviously it's a key preference of mine. So, when you pick up information and you write books, you're learning and you're writing a book to share with the world. You may not want to share the book, but I'd highly encourage you do, because when you show yourself to the world, you're really showing up for yourself. That's a different message altogether, which I'll go into another time. But when you write books, you're getting that information, collating it, and learning yourself as you teach yourself or others. So writing a book's a really, really valuable tool for teaching and learning. Now, my final point is writing journal entries. This wouldn't be necessarily something you share with other people, unless you want to, of course, but most of us like to keep our diaries and our journals private. But when you're writing journals or diaries, entries to yourself, you're trying to understand what's going on in your head and you're writing it down. So you're teaching yourself what's going on inside of you right now, what's going on inside of your mind, and putting it down on paper. So you're teaching and you're learning. So journaling can be really effective for those things. So in summary, what we've talked about today is learning's fantastic, but you can enhance your learning by teaching yourself or others. And when you do that, you really pick up on key points and have to really think what you've learned. Now, there's several ways to increase that. That could be making a PowerPoint, making a video, writing a book, a journal entry, multiple ways. There's other ways you can teach other people as well, such as just a day-to-day conversation. But by teaching, you're going to increase your learning constantly. So, today's question, and you've probably seen this coming, what technique can you use to increase your teaching and therefore increase your learning? It could be one of the methods I've described, writing journal entries, writing a book, or making a video, anything to help yourself learn more and more. And then, as usual, as I always say, make sure you take continuous action on it. You don't just do it on a one-off, you keep taking action on that method to really, really increase your learning, because what we do as habits makes us. So hopefully that's given you some useful thought today and you've enjoyed today's video. If you want to find out more information about me, just go onto my website as usual, so that's johnnypardo.com, or for my social media, just type in @JohnnyPardoAuthor into Facebook or Instagram, or for any of my books, just type in Johnny Pardo into Amazon. And we'll speak soon.